Welcome back, everyone. Taiko World Cup 2026 round of 16 is still going on. I know people were just watching the Netherlands versus Hong Kong, but we are back with another match of Argentina versus Slovakia. My name is Ikin5050 and I'm joined today by Sparks.
Hello. Yeah, the matches, they just keep going. Round of 16 is a big round.
Round of 16 has been very, very entertaining so far, and I really hope it keeps going. There's another few matches. Obviously, Argentina versus Slovakia, maybe on paper one of the more difficult matches especially for Argentina. We've seen a lot of teams just taking points off of very highly seeded teams, though there hasn't been a clean sweep all round. So let's see if we can keep that up.
Yeah, very difficult to pull off sweeps on a pool that is still quite easy for most of these players. But we see some bans coming in, and Argentina with a hidden one ban. A two-person team, that's very understandable. You can't really practice every map too well. So
yeah, and it's also unlikely that they'll have
one.
Yeah, it's unlikely that they'll have people comfortable on all the maps to begin with. But we see a No Mod 5 ban coming out from Slovakia, and an instant No Mod 3 pick. Starting off with the speed map. Out of all the matches I've watched and casted, this has not been picked very much. Maybe I've just not been paying attention to everything as well as I should, but I was expecting this to get picked quite a lot, honestly.
Well, it pops up every now and then, but it's really just for the speed teams to show off. But then again, it's like 285 and not too dense, so a lot of teams can play this, so a lot of teams are also scared to pick this, I think.
Yeah, I always, like, for this stage, I sort of interpret this as being similar to No Mod 1 in the sense that basically everyone should be able to play this. It should kind of just come down to how consistently are you able to really push the higher bounds of accuracy.
Yeah, this is either like a double S or can't really FC kind of map.
Yeah, very, very divisive in that case. But looking at the players here, I fully believe Slovakia will be quite comfortable on this. Never and Golden, pretty notoriously, especially Never, notorious speed enjoyer. So yeah. I'm not particularly worried about their chances. I'm very curious to see how Argentina does.
Both very high-ranked players for Slovakia, so their skill cap is not really going to waver for these first few rounds.
No, I guess that does have the other argument of, like, if they are skill cap players, are they able to really, really push the SS accuracies on these maps that are reasonably below their skill cap?
That is true, and that remains to be seen, but we get into it now.
Few 100s from Super Noob, but nothing too major to start off the map. Everyone seems to be at least warmed up enough to really get into this without too much trouble.
Also seems like everyone's single tapping, which is crazy to me.
Ooh, a small slip up from Super Noob catching a miss. Meanwhile, three double S's still happening in the lobby.
Yeah, it's just like I said before, it's either you double S it or it's just kind of out of your range.
Yeah,
that seems to be the case.
Well, this doesn't mean anything, right? Typically what you'd expect is teams to win their own pick, and as this was Slovakia's pick, it's not surprising to see them doing very well.
Yeah.
Super Noob definitely struggling a little bit. A shame to see, but again, maybe they've just really focused on 5 or 6 maps with the intention of just score maxing them and trying to force a tiebreaker instead of trying to focus on top scoring everything. Never did catch a small miss with really, really high accuracy, 99.8. Only Golden with the double S left.
I think Chile, the second seed, also missed on that exact pattern for some reason.
No
Something
one's
about that.
infallible. Everyone can miss, and everyone so far has dropped a point or two. So, I mean,
Yeah.
respectfully, this looks kind of over. But again, first map, first pick. You're gonna pick something strong. You're gonna pick something you're comfortable with. So I'm not particularly surprised to see Slovakia kind of running away with this.
Yeah. Coming up on the ending of this map, it's gonna be even denser than the rest of it was. So yeah, opportunities for more misses there.
Yeah, Otens drops a miss pretty cleanly. But yeah, the main difference is here that Super Noob does not seem to be particularly comfortable on the speed maps. Putting up a
Everybody hits the
respectable
spinner.
score, but just not enough to challenge, really.
Oh, and another miss from Slovakia at the end there.
2 100 scores, but never getting more misses than 100s. Oh, he's having a
Yeah.
little laugh about it too. They're really comfortable on that. Glad to see it didn't come back to bite them, because
Yeah.
we have seen matches be decided by little misses like that. Very strong score from
Yeah.
Slovakia anyway, though.
In
977
this
even with 2 misses is very, very strong.
in this round, it's really one miss equals death, and I mean Ottens had a really good score to match the Slovakian side.
No, absolutely, absolutely. But I guess this is where the match really starts, where we see Argentina pick what their comfort maps are going to be. And they start us off with a no mod 1. So a little bit slower. Pretty likely this will actually be in Super Noob's comfortable BPM range, so I expect to see them doing significantly better on this.
Yeah, for sure. A whole 45 BPM slower. It does have a lot of finishers, which I don't know how these players handle, but I guess we'll see.
Just play as DDKK, and then the finishers are pretty free. But there's also a bit of 1/3 in this map where you can just drop a few 100s if you're not super locked in. Just small mistakes like that.
Yeah, it does keep alternating like that. I don't actually know the playstyles of the players in this lobby.
I was really confused there because Otensted had moved away to a different slot, so I think they're just swapping themselves around. I thought, wait, what are we doing in 2 versus 1?
Subbing
That's
out?
not particularly fair.
Oh wait.
No, realistically, if there is going to be a 5-0, I think this match may be it. Obviously, we hope to not see that, but there is a pretty big difference between these teams, and Argentina struggled in the group stages a decent bit as well. So
Alright, I got some intel, and allegedly they're all DDKK, which is very interesting.
So the finishers will all be hits, is what you're saying. Nobody will miss any finishers.
That's what that means, yeah.
A little bit of act drops from most people in the beginning, where there's a little bit of slower scroll speed on, well, realistically 240 BPM is still pretty fast, so slow scroll speed with that is kinda mean, but Alten's stabilizing really nicely, 99.4% accuracy. Golden struggling a little bit, actually, with 98.8. But again, Super Noob is just a little below these other players, struggling with the accuracy at this point, building back up to 97%, which is really the main difference here.
Still holding that Pokemon up. Only holding them
Maybe we
one
should talk about the
miss.
Slovak players instead. Never has dropped their SS, so all that's left for them to do now is drop their console.
Exactly, and I mean, Argentina's only like 1 miss behind. A little bit of Acura as well, so maybe like 3 misses, but this kind of
Super
map,
Noob's accuracy is still climbing.
yeah. but
Oh no, the
occasional
DDKK
missed.
misses a finisher. That's not good to see.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, and Golden has also stabilized pretty well on their accuracy, pulling back up to above 99%. Making this quite the challenge to come back into for Argentina.
And it is a very long map. It's 3.5 minutes for this pool. It's quite long, and so a 30k lead is even more amplified by that.
No, absolutely. It's still sort of climbing. Again, because of the weaker accuracy coming out from Super Noob. They're still climbing, but they're not climbing as cleanly as maybe possible. Almost
Big
at 98
finisher
now,
section. And the 3-4 finishers. Bunch of backdrops,
couple
but nobody
100 coming
misses.
out. Yeah. Very respectable accuracy coming out from Altenst. Highest accuracy in the lobby. Really trying their best there.
Yeah, trying what they can to put the team on their back, and Golden with a miss. It's gonna bring it a little closer, but Altenst trades it.
Ooh. That. Yeah, all that we need to see is never to have a little bit of an outlook, struggle to get back into a pattern, and this can flip back. But it is looking pretty convincingly in favor of Slovakia for now.
Yeah, from what it looks like, Slovakia seems to have the team synergy that at least one player always FCs.
Yeah, maybe that is due to the fact that you've mentioned before, Never and Golden are very, very high ranked players, so this is well within their skill cap.
Oh,
Golden drops
misses.
again, but it's traded instantly by Super Noob.
And never holds the full combo, which is the important part.
Yeah, absolutely. And hitting the finishers. Very nice play by Never. Everyone else struggling a little bit more, but yeah, we're starting to see sort of the difference. Argentina maybe not as comfortable on the difficulty of this pool overall. Struggling a little bit.
Yeah. Altenst, though, always matching at least one of the Slovakian players, so if they find a map that Super Noob is really comfortable on, then
Yeah.
I mean, they could take a point, maybe.
I mean, the script has dictated this is 5-1 or 5-2 at least, so
Oh yeah, true.
I do believe this is where the comeback starts for Argentina.
How could I forget about the script? I have it right here.
Judging by the reactions of the Argentine players, they do not seem excited to play No Mod 4.
Oh yeah, an SV map with a 2-person roster is always a bit of a coin flip.
Yeah. Either you understand it instinctively or you have to practice super long, which again, with a small roster, will come at the cost of them, practicing a lot of the other maps. So I'm not sure. This may sadly be one of the maps that they didn't have as much time to practice, but we'll see. Maybe Argentina has only practiced No Mod 4, and this is where they make their stand.
And we see Alehar coming in for Slovakia there. Replacing Golden. I guess they were just on No Mod 4 duty.
If you have the roster depth that you can afford to spread people out, you absolutely should, I think. Like, these type of SV maps, it does take a few days for most people to really get used to them.
Yeah. Especially this one, which is like kind of mechanically demanding, especially for this pool.
Yeah,
I like this from Super Noob.
it's very early, so it's not going to be a huge difference, but the accuracy difference between the two teams is really going to be pushing the lead now. Even Altenst, who was matching the Slovak players before, seems to be struggling quite a lot here.
Yeah. I think they didn't really put too much practice into this map. Maybe focusing on some other ones.
Yeah, this looks like, I guess the best way to put this is a good pick from Slovakia. Noticing weakness in the other teams, specifically on the scroll speed map.
And Slovakia currently both tied and now never won 100 down, but Alahard doing his job and holding that 99.8 FC.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what you like to see if you're, as you said, on Nomad 4 duty, coming in and performing. That's going to give a huge confidence boost to Alahar. Ooh, dropping a little bit of back there from Alahar. Never now top accuracy in the lobby with 99.8%. Very strong.
They swap backs. Small gimmick part here with the repeating patterns. Argentina continuing to struggle.
This is a very difficult map.
Yeah. This part as well. The Don Kama section, sort of.
Yeah, Nosdormu is cooked very hard, but it has resulted in quite a difficult map.
The slowdown of Doom. Both Slovakian players somehow hit it, but never finally finding that miss. But as we said before, oh no, Alahar with a miss now. No Slovakian player I've seen.
That's honestly at this point that kind of just hurts their statistics on the group stage stat sheet afterwards. I don't think it's enough to flip this map in favor of Slovakia. They're 600,000 points ahead at this point.
Don't get the stat pad, SMH.
Yeah,
And that is
a good
very
pick by
convincing.
Slovakia, we'll call it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is worth noting that these are the kind of scores that have lost teams points all throughout the round of 16, you know? A lot of teams have been able to match this sort of scores from Slovakia with, what was it? You know, a break each and non-perfect accuracy. So maybe this is just a matchup. Sort of, I don't want to say letting them get away with it, because there were still very strong scores, but there are definitely teams that would have punished them for that, for those misses.
Yeah, they definitely will have to lock in for future rounds in that case. But seeing Hard Rock 1 come out here from Argentina, one of the easier maps mechanically and personally also reading wise.
I think the main problem with Hard Rock 1 always is it feels accessible to many players. Because obviously, as you say, the reading isn't really what's being tested in this map slot very much. It's more, you know, can you play with tech with Hard Rock, but then it's, you know, can you also do it on overall difficulty 9.1?
Yeah.
It's always the big problem for myself. I always find that's the problem, not the actual hitting patterns.
Yeah, getting that accuracy is the most important part in a pick like this. And obviously holding the full combo, but yeah, the accuracy is going to be what we're watching out for here.
Yeah, these first two stages, people are generally expected to be able to get close to an FC on Hard Rock 1. Although, I'm sure Over the Edge would be very upset at hearing me say that, downplaying the difficulty of a Hard Rock plan.
I think he would agree. This is probably one of the easier maps of the pool.
Yeah.
We see Golden come back in for Alahar. Alahar came in for his one map, said bye-bye, and it's Golden again.
It does raise the question, what has the rest of the Slovak team been preparing? What have they been practicing?
Maybe they've all been playing one single map.
They've all been playing Hidden 2, no!
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we still have Taisi and Maikwal that haven't made an appearance yet, so...
Yeah, which are all...
Honestly, I'd
also...
like to see Slovakia picking whatever these players would, you know, be the top two scores on for their team.
Yeah, they are definitely good players as well.
Yeah, but also, you know, let everyone get a bit of exposure to make sure in future matches they're maybe not as nervous, you know, about the whole playing in a lobby aspect of the game. It's significantly more stressful than playing solo.
Oh yeah, this is also, I think, the first TWC for a couple of these players. I think for the Argentinian side, maybe both.
I'm not 100% confident, but this is definitely a big change from maybe what people are more used to in terms of historically. Argentina has, well, a lot bigger roster that just didn't happen to be available this year, I think.
Yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. You forget to register, or just don't feel like it.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, if you're signing up and it turns out you have a two-man team, there are very few countries that could be super competitive, especially into the later stages. So it's not a huge surprise to see Argentina maybe struggling with that, maintaining their roster depth.
But 3/4 into the map, we are still seeing 4 full combos on the board, so definitely there is potential for Argentina to take it, but the accuracy difference is just way too big.
I mean, I think they had a good pick here, honestly, as you said. Maintaining those full combos is the first step to taking a point. Slovakia looking very convincing.
Yeah, Slovakia's scores are really good on this.
Once again, never topping the lobby. 4/100 is a very great score. Very respectable score coming in from Autenst, but Super Noob just finding a few misses. Sadly preventing the 4-way FC.
Yeah, it's just that OD 9.1 you were talking about. Seeming to get to Super Noob a little bit. And it is match point with Slovakia's pick, so not a very good position for Argentina to be in. So we'll see what Slovakia is going to cook up. Maybe that map that all the other players have been playing.
I mean, if we get the reverse sweep, it has to start now. And clearly Slovakia is out of all of their comfort picks. Those have all been covered by the first 4 maps, so clearly this is where it starts to turn around.
True. Haven't touched the DT pool at all yet, and the hidden pool as well. Or the free mods, just sticking to those no mods and hard rocks, and yeah, hard rock 2 coming in as well here.
I was kind of surprised, honestly, considering how good Slovakia is at speed. I was kind of expecting them to be quite happy to pick some of the double time maps.
Yeah, DT2
and Alihar coming back in, allegedly.
Oh.
Here we go.
I wonder who they will replace. Maybe Golden again. Never seems to be perma-lobbying. I mean, if they can play all the maps, go for it.
I mean, yeah, it is sort of a case of at this point, everything is so reasonably significantly below, Never and Golden's skill cap that they probably could play everything. It would be quite rude if Slovakia decides that they want to make the one sweep of the weekend happen.
Or it might be a statement for future teams.
Oof.
To not mess with them.
Yeah, no, maybe you're right. I mean, Slovakia is sadly already in the losers bracket, but the winner of this match will go on to fight Indonesia, which has been a very strong team, especially throughout the group stage. It looked very impressive, very good showing against China earlier today. Maybe they need to intimidate their upcoming opponents. Or maybe they are out of picks, and this is where it starts to turn around.
And you might be wondering, Slovakia 15th seed in the losers bracket, how that happened? Well, they happened to get France as the mid seed in group stage. So
Yeah,
unfortunate luck of
unlucky,
the draw.
honestly. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think there was quite a few teams underperforming on the qualifiers because there was a lot of really strong mid seeds that can and some even did just take matches or points off of their top seeds. Now, so far, this looks to be quite competitive, actually, because Alehar is struggling a bit with the accuracy. Super Noob is dropping, well, significantly further, but this does not look as insurmountable as some of the other scores. And Alehar finds a miss, just trading out Super Noob's miss right there.
Yeah, so
there is a lead, absolutely, but you know, misses can and will cancel out lower accuracy, provided enough misses happen.
I mean, they're hitting some of the really hard parts, like that long stream of the 1-6 into finisher. That everybody hits that.
No, I mean, Alten's looking very strong, 99.2%. Obviously, Never has not left the top scoring spot of the lobby all match, so I don't see that happening now. Super Noob finding a miss, sadly.
Yeah, unfortunate. We'll have to, at this point, hope for some maybe no locks on the longer streams in the second half of this map, which is very possible in this map.
Yeah, the main thing is, though, with this higher overall difficulty, you're less likely to get, like, really stuck in a stream. It's easier to recover.
Yeah, this is kind of like a... If you miss, you probably won't hit that many hundreds, actually, on these streams.
Yeah. That being said, this is not nearly as much of a washout as No More 4 was, so I'm quite happy to see that. Argentina are really trying their best, putting up a very valiant effort as Super Noob picks up another miss.
Yeah, Alten's actually still holding on to that full combo, matching Never in terms of combo.
I think we should try to cast a curse Never, and you know, his internet is going to disconnect in the last 15 seconds, and Argentina will take the breakpoint.
Yeah, fall asleep now.
No, realistically,
immediate disconnect.
No, realistically, Never looks like he's definitely top scoring this lobby again. The really high accuracy, 99.8%.
No. Alright. Very good score from Never. 6-100.
Very impressive.
But A's from the rest.
Yeah, there are differences here. There is... This is a shame to see, but that does mean that Slovakia takes the first 5-0 of the weekend, beating Argentina, which sadly will mean Argentina has been eliminated from the Taiko World Cup 2026. After a very, very brave and valiant effort. Obviously, circumstances maybe not as favorable as you would have liked, but great job to the Argentine players anyway.
And they didn't go out entirely on a loss. They did get a point in groups, so there are the small wins to look forward to. Now,
I will keep it real with you. There is a match happening in 1 minute between Colombia and Vietnam that will start on the B stream. So if you're looking for more live Taiko World Cup action, you can watch that on OSLive_2. After that, on this stream at 16 UTC, we will have Italy versus Russia, which is our last upper brackets match for the weekend. So, yeah, lots of more matches to go around, all in the next few hours. Please do stick around. And remember to buy a banner through the OSU shop if you want to support your favorite team.
Yeah. And also...
10 seconds from now, 8 seconds from now, we're starting soon.
Alright, let's wrap it up.
yeah, I think that's everything from us. So thank you all for watching, and please go enjoy some of the other matches, and we'll see you later.
Yep. Till then, bye bye.
Bye bye.